and fall in, my fellow scout troopers. We are at Napoleon Total War 3. It's a great 4v4 today at 1805 Caldero 1805. Heavily posted to be by Drewsko. His allies today are EseM, Cookie, and Jack of Shadows. On the opposing team we have Grizzly Fox, Generalissimo. We have Zinuru H Lemurai and Greta Burger. Geez, Zin, made a bit of a tongue twister of the name there, but I suppose that's my own fault for not mastering it. Moving on, if you'd like to see your own total replay featured here on this channel, you can send it to my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com. You can post it to me directly on Discord via direct message. You can join my Discord server and post it there, be part of our community. Or you can simply tag me and replay your post on the NTW3 Lords Discord as well. And with that, let's get in with the battle today. Now, we do have some points on the field today. We've got a 2-pointer in the south, a 3-pointer to the north, and a 2-pointer to the northwest. So, roughly, I can see about 7 points on the field today. And the points are relatively up for grabs for both teams. I mean, they are deployed very close to each other. So, that's a bit interesting. Looks like we've got some Austrians here ahead of the French, and we've got the French veering off the road here. He's forming up his army. Cav here on the right flank. Little Cav on the left. But then again, there's mostly trees here, I guess. There is this patch here that could charge into the infantry if they're not careful. Although the infantry line here is littered with squarables and non-squarables, so a full-on frontal charge won't be too successful at the moment. If they want to actually have a better chance against these squarable units, they're going to weaken them. They've got to kill a few soldiers first. Makes it easier to take the square down after that, or even prevents them from falling square entirely if you kill enough. So that's worthy of noting. Now, the Austrians just seem content to hold their ground. The cavalry is just scouting where the enemy is right now, and they found them. And France is not keen on advancing too far, at least with their cavalry. They want to let the infantry sort of lead the way. This guy here has his cav out front because, well, there's only a few places he can actually go. Looking at the map, can he cross the river here? Potentially he can cross. I mean, it's not that deep. I've seen his cross waters like this before. It'll just be slow going. It'll just, well, he can definitely cross because they would definitely be able to get to their house. Yeah. Obviously he wants to try to use the road to get up here as fast as possible, and then he might just move through the swamp. Maybe even outflank the Austrians. So the Austrians here might be forced back all the way here to this dirt patch. Potentially. Looking at where they're coming. I can see the France coming down the road all the way. If they do this, it might be easier for the red team to actually take these guys on. I mean, spreading yourself out won't actually be that easy. It'll take time. The swamp will slow down the movement of all the units that are just, well, through the swamp, lined up through the swamp. Also, it makes retreating a bit difficult. But on the plus side, it rules out pretty much any cavalry engagement in the swamp area because, well, all the cavalry will be slowed down by the water. And good luck getting away in a hurry if infantry is close by. They'll just shoot you until there's nothing left of them, or they break them. So, you know, cav is out of the question over here. Even on the road, it'd be very difficult to use. On the road, it'd be easy. It'd be the player that has the most elite cavalry that brings it to the party, really. They'll win that fight. We've got artillery. This, I want to say it looks like a 10-pounder. I mean, it's a big-ass cannon, a bit bigger than the 6-pounder. I'm going to say it's a 10-pounder cannon. It's positioned nicely here above a small mound. Can fire over the heads of the friendly infantry, straight at the enemy. Although a canister shot would be harder to use if the French did come all the way up here. This small little dip might actually provide some cover for the French troops as it approaches the artillery. So while it works as an advantage, potentially it could also be a disadvantage, so be mindful of that. And maybe get your artillery out of there at a certain point if you think you're about to be overrun. Looks like it's an all Austrian affair. We've got France versus all Austrians. I'm just seeing Austrian, Austrian, Austrian everywhere. Now you notice how the French players on each side, west and east, they're just focused on moving up through the map, up through the road here, and then they're going to move into the middle after that. It's like they're boxing the Austrians in. So we've got some reserves here. We've got France charging and going after the artillery. We've got Austrian cab coming in to save it. They broke the moment they struck the artillery crew. It was a close one. So this is probably where we're going to see our first engagement. I mean, the French are really closely on the road. Over there in the farmers' fields, that's where we're going to see the biggest engagement so far, but... Ain't this weird? We've got French and Austrian troops lined up on different sides of the house. Austrians have the building, using it as cover, using it to hold the French back a bit. But the French should easily be able to, you know, charge forth, take the house, potentially bayonet charge and remove these guys off the field. All I need is some grenadiers to do that. A couple of units, one for the house, one for that one. And then this unit will actually be sent into a full force retreat. I mean, they'll be panicking. The French here, once they get through the street here, can come around, get into their back lines. At the same time, all these units here move forward. The Austrian player here is in a very precarious position. I mean, there's a lot riding on him holding this spot. If Austria loses this spot, it will have major ramifications on both sides of the line. I'm surprised there's no backup unit in place to take its place, or, you know, reinforce it the moment it's under any real pressure. Because so far the French aren't really going for it just yet. They're just sort of poking and prodding away here at the Austrians, looking for weaknesses. We've got cab moving up. One unit formed square, one couldn't. They just got sucker punched. We've got a reserve unit already been brought up. The Austrians are charging back in. The French disbanded the square too early. It's like that moment in the Spartacus history where the Gauls defeated the Romans in the first engagement and then got drunk because they thought they won the fight and just relaxed and laid down their guard, and the Romans came back and killed them while they were all lying there drunk and asleep. Can't disband the square too early. Gotta make sure your enemy cavalry is running and has a bit of distance between you and your forces. That unit's getting hammered. He's hanging on just. And this French player here has made it through the dreaded swamp. Austrians have a lot of reserves on this side, in this center over here. Not so much in the middle between the two parts of the Austrian army. This spot here. I'm surprised we don't see a lot of reserves at the moment. Maybe they're hidden, maybe we can't see them. But this is where I think you'd actually had the reserves here, and then spread them out across the line as you needed them, you know? I mean, France has really stacked up their lines here. Good hit. Man, it broke him. Yeah, he's trying to move his troops out of the way before he fires the arty. And you're clear, guys. Fire at will. Or not. This Austrian unit here must be pretty good if it's holding off 2 French units.
Our men are running, sir.
Very strange. Alright, France is making a huge play at this point of the battle. It's charging to the enemy troops, leaving the artillery crew alone. We have Messina, Italia. Those troops from around a bit shaky. Austria's a little bit worse off.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, France broke Austria. Austria then broke France. The crew remains on the field. Oh, they got off a volley. Is it enough? Austrian cav charging forth, trying to push the French back. They appear to be winning this fight. France is being thrown back.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, that probably didn't go the way he planned it. But French cavalry, oh, they just got there and then they broke on them. France might have to pull back. He can't hold this position. These are Austrian cav, Austrian infantry. No, it's about 6 on 4 there, roughly. We got here some artillery firing through skirmishes.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, their men might be running, but over here we have Messana doing alright. Looks like it's all Messana, Italia. They got to spread out the troops a bit better here. This column formation is really bad for trying to fight in. Good to march in, but bad to fight in. He's trying to move up quickly so he can shoot at the Austrian forces as they marches by. Yeah, all these troops he can't form square. This one can. But none of them form square. Great charge there by the Austrians. I think we've got a counter charge here from the French. Where's he going? Does he have a target?
The men are fatigued. Must rest a while.
Potentially he's just trying to stall the enemy. Austrians charging into the French once again. Don't many squarables in the area. Yeah, Austrians are outnumbered and outgunned. They still hold the building though. France over here has been forced back. They're losing in one place but winning in another. These Austrians a crap ton of troops. It might be enough to overwhelm the French line. Geez, if the French player can move in fast enough, he can get off some great shots here. This massive blob of Austrians as they move to the left. It's almost like he's got to run these last few units here forward. These three. He's got to start firing. I can see France pushing there towards the middle. We've got Austrian cav looking to beat back the French. I just want to come back to this. I just want to see what happens here. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to bayonet charge this mass blob. Did he really win against it? There's like 7 units here. He's only got 3. We've got cav coming in now as well. Well, luckily we've got some cuirassiers charging in. And it was a great charge there from the cuirassiers. For a second there I thought it broke. I thought it was going to crash. Wow, this paid off. I didn't think he'd win that for sure. Timed the charge very well. Austrian cav was nearby but was not engaged. Well, this flank of the Austrians here will start folding back towards the road any minute now. And it looks like this player over here has regained some confidence due to the success of his teammates on the other side. And we've got a French cavalry unit charging unopposed into Austrian artillery. Now we have the Austrian cav charging in.
Now they must break.
Oh, who lost the general? Greta Burger. Taken out over here. In the mass assault. It's amazing. The French seem to have really won here, but there's an Austrian unit left standing. And Austrian cav here as well. Well, France is sending more than enough units to deal with this lingering Austrian threat. Line's a little bit disjointed, gotta bring more uniformity to it. The artillery won't do too much good where it is, the Austrian artillery. Oh, we got a lot of French cavalry left. France is still trying to take the house. Looks like he might succeed. Balance of power does favour him this time. There's like a handful of dudes there. It's the tiniest square I've ever seen. None of these units here can form a square. So they took that building after all. These troops are running. Moving to protect their general. Yeah, Austrians will fall back there. Gonna be brave? Too brave. One of the generals here, one of the French generals on the front lines. Let's just go spread themselves out a bit more. So there are a lot more Austrian troops here that have just popped up. France either needs to pull back or move up, you know? He's going to move up. Good. That should make some of the Austrians here move back as well. There you go. It's pretty interesting. The fact that France seems to be pushing the Austrians back more and more, despite the fact that the Austrians seem to have larger units than the French. Even though the quality might be better in terms of accuracy, morale should be, you know, roughly the same for both sides. Obviously, the more expensive the unit is, the more morale it has, the more likely it's meant to stay in the fight, you know? Any unit squareable? Nope. Nice charge there on the line. And we've got more French cav coming in at the rear. Austrians going for broke. They're going to charge at the enemy. In vain, though. The Austrian line here has crumbled. Yeah, the French players over here seem to have sucked a lot of resources their direction. Really enabled this play over here, or the players over here, to recover and push forward in force and take ground that seemed impossible to take 10 minutes ago. In terms of the amount of cav, it's clearly on the French side. They got the most cav. Austrians do still have a bit of cav, but nowhere near as much as the French. And the Austrians here are trying to destroy the French's right flank. Can they form square? They can form square, but he's not doing it. Well, actually he is. I saw a guy fall off his horse there. That's usually a sign the units form square. They're thrusting their bayonets into the horses, into the horse faces, and thrusting into the soldiers. Well, France might win that fight. Oh yeah, he won. He did win it after all. Both sides still have a large amount of troops. France needs to send reinforcements over to their right flank. That's where it's weakest. That's where the Austrians are trying to overpower them. Potentially could. They're putting the pressure here on the France's right flank. They'll push the whole line back, possibly even to the town. And then the Austrians will be pursuing the French, shooting them in the back as they retreat. And France has got one unit there to hold back at least, what is that, 10 or so? And the players got to communicate here. We've got about, well, again, 10 units here falling back, leaving the other 6 to hold the line. And the way you can see this easily unfolding is the France's right flank needs to fall back and straighten themselves up as the left side moves up along the road there, you see? And we can see the whole line straighten up. If they do that, then France will be able to actually take on and potentially defeat the Austrians' right flank long before the Austrians' left flank overpowers the French. I'm liking France's odds over here. The Austrians over here need to move forward very fast. They've got to take the initiative. We've got 5 units in reserve here that would be invaluable on the right flank. Why these guys aren't moving, I cannot say. We've got 5 units in reserve here. They need to send over reinforcements on the right. They've got to try and strengthen that right flank any way they can. Here comes his first big test. Most of the French troops here appear to be dead. They broke him. Saw a lot of men go down there. France obviously has some kick-ass accuracy on their side. Yeah, we've got some Austrian heavy cavalry coming in.
We have killed their generalissimo. Now they must.
There's another general fallen there. Zinuru. Just got taken out. Looks to be from artillery. Make the French job here much easier. These 3 units here need to move up. French cavalry should pursue and destroy all these Austrians here to make sure they don't come back. And they're free to do it. They should do it. In the end, doing stuff like this too gives you bragging rights, you know. You say, oh, check out my kill count. Oh, sick, dude, you got 500 kills. How the hell did you do that? And you say, by the skill, man, by my own skill. Even though everyone knows you're bullshitting, but, you know, you still feel good. It's 5 on. That's 5 against 10. Can't tell if it's squareable or not. You'd have to think the unit on the left of the Austrians would be squareable. He's going to stick it just in front of cavalry. The French cav here going for a charge. Oh, they're elite cuirassiers. There's none of the Austrians falling square. Potentially none can. Good flanking fire there from the Austrians, taking down the cuirassiers. They're going to reform their line or what? Look at this size. You've got this tiny army here chasing this massive blob of Austrians. Mind you, the Austrians are falling back because of the French here on the left. You know? It looks like he's running away from these small units, but he's running away from these guys in reality. Okay? So, you know. I won't pretend that he's just running away for the hell of it. French cavalry definitely serving Drewsko's side extremely well today. Smashing through the lines when it's needed most. Always amazing to somehow pick the right units that won't form square and repel your cav attack as soon as it begins. That could show real knowledge and insight, and being able to tell what a unit can do just by looking at it.
We've taken the building, sir.
Well done. Got roughly 20 minutes to go. France continues to move up in this strange formation. Active troops in the front, reserves close by at the back. Why doesn't just deploy the reserves to the right of these 4 units and begin marching on the Austrians, folding them up as they go is a little bit of a mystery now. I can respect the logic before, but now the situation has changed. Now they don't need to worry about reserves. They have the enemy outnumbered on the run. They gotta start taking advantage of their numbers. The cav can only do so much when they've done a lot already. French cavalry finishing off the Austrians, and that's it. We're finished here. There's a couple of survivors that have reformed over here. Yeah, horse artillery just getting out of there. And this is the final battle that will be fought. It's not much of a fight, they don't even know they're being shot at. And they've had enough. Victory for Drewsko and his alliance today. Drewsko here 1277. EseM 1164, Cookie 1199, Jack of Shadows 777, very lucky number there, Grizzly Fox 1106, Generalissimo 1536, Zinuru H Lemurai 658, Greta Burger 618. Kill counts here range from 290 with 3 other units that are getting over 100 kills, and the others ranging from 79 to zip. Just scrolling back up, give you guys a moment there to have a look at the units. Going a little bit slow. And we are done there. Okay. So, thank you to Drewsko for sending me the replay. If you want to see your own review featured here on this channel, guys, you can send it to my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com. You can post it to me directly on Discord via direct message. You can join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, and post it there and be part of our community. Or you can simply tag me in the replay you post on the NTW3 Lords Discord as well. This is Micka from Scouts Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scout Troopers. Catch you in the next Total War battle.